Today was even harder than yesterday. Today was harder because it's starting to sink in. And we're here today, ironically, mourning the loss of Allen Yekikian and Sosé Thomassian. Instead of reading a blog about their trip to Vartan, instead of sharing our thoughts about their trip and sharing our remarks as to what we thought about the stories they're shared on their website, as in yesterday or as in today.
And then came Sosé during this trip, and it completely changed Allen, because Sosé had this natural grace, this elegance that I appreciated, and I'm sure Allen did as well. And their journey, their trips to Hayastan, their trips to their wonderful marriage and everything else, we just witnessed it and we couldn't help but share it and be happy for them. I remember when Allen went to Hayastan the first time, he came back and they printed these stickers that said, Gyumri is home. And I said, well, Allen, if Gyumri is home, why don't you pick up and go to Gyumri? And he said, you know what, Ara? I am going to. It wasn't Gyumri, it was Yerevan. It doesn't matter. It was our homeland. And we still, I feel like, had a lot to learn from them.
I'm at a loss for words. We gathered here last night and I said a few words because I had the honor and privilege of living with Allen when we moved out together. We were roommates for about a year and a half. Orma, he came to me and he said, you know, I can't take it. I need to move out. I need my space. And I said, Allen, if you can find an apartment, I'll move out with you. Just thinking, you know, there's no way he's going to find it and there's no way his parents are going to let him move out. And sure enough, 2 days later, he'd found an apartment and I was stuck because I had already committed to him that I was going to move out. And I didn't want to be the only elected official in Glendale who still lived at home with his parents at 30.
They started becoming closer in the social circle. I'd see them here. They'd come to the store, or my husband's store, all the time, help us out a lot. But I'm so grateful because recently I traveled to Armenia myself and I had the opportunity to see them, and I talked to Sosé before I went there, and although we weren't the closest of friends before, she was so open and she was so warm and so excited about having a visitor, and when I got there,
we're all heartbroken today, and not only because we've lost two dear friends, but also because our nation has lost two great individuals who had so much potential, so much promise, so many dreams that will not be implemented. Those were two people who lived the lives that were worth living, and though those lives were short, they left a lot behind. They are examples that we can emulate. Unfortunately, their life was cut short by this tragic and horrific accident, and this isn't something that we can completely understand yet because it is so terrible and it is so tragic, and it will take time for us to truly comprehend what we have lost. But we hope that the families will find peace in knowing that their children lived a life that was worth living.
This candlelight vigil was organized by the Armenian Youth Federation, which was an organization that was very close to the hearts of the two individuals who were here to mourn, Allen Yekikian and Sosé Thomassian. And I don't know how many candlelight vigils we can actually have that will do justice or bring some comfort to the people who are here grieving their loss, but I think it's appropriate to have this gathering because it shows how much they were admired and how much they were truly loved in among their friends and their family. And I don't know what the future holds for any of us, but I do hope that their memory is not in vain, and I hope that there's some effort to establish something, a scholarship for individuals who either want to fight for justice or who want to repatriate to Armenia or who are young Armenians interested in journalism, but I hope that there's something done in the name of Allen Yekikian and Sosé Thomassian, because more than just having lost friends and family members, the Armenian community, the Armenian American community has lost two shining stars, and that cannot be in vain.
Today is a very sad day for the entire Armenian community, be it in Yerevan or here in Los Angeles or wherever. The loss of our dear friend and mentor, somebody we looked up to, Allen and Sosé. Words cannot express the loss and the pain we feel on this day. And we'll always have them in our hearts. We'll always have them, and they'll live through our memories.
As we know, this is a very tragic day for all of us. Allen and Sosé were truly an inspiration for the entire community, as you can see, and not just the community of Los Angeles or Orange County or Southern California, but throughout the world. They had such a wide range of influence across the United States and Armenia. They had such a global network of people who respected them, who they helped up. They did so much for the Armenian community that their actions are going to resonate with the rest of us for generations to come, because